Hello everybody. Mesa Trail, Sunset Trail. Sunset Trail is where we were yesterday, up at the lookout. And we're going to try this, we're going to take Mesa this time. Remember I told you about that yesterday? It's a nice little trail. Let's roll. Yeah, so Monday, April 21st. Mesa Trail, Cartwright Park. I went on a little hike already today in Peterson Creek. Went up to the little swamp pond up there. No ice left down there where the creek is in Peterson Creek. Didn't feel like filming. Went up there with my old friend Bill. But I still owe you guys a video. It was almost snowing a few minutes ago, and it was about a 20-minute walk to get to the start of this trail. Well, there's a little bird walking down the middle of the trail here. Yeah. As if I recall, this Mesa was pretty nice. You can see the views are a little bit different in here. You don't get up quite as high as the Sunset Trail, but you're afforded some of the same views. Well, I was talking on for quite a while there, and of course the camera malfunctioned and turned off again. I'm looking back up the trail, and you can't see it, but way up there would be the lookout on the Sunset Trail, way up in there. And we've kind of walked down into the valley, and that's what we're doing. Let's see. Come on, camera. Do your thing. You don't. Maybe the camera knows better than me. Sometimes I get my best footage when the camera malfunctions, so. But I kind of talk off the cuff, so I don't even know what I was talking about in the last one. But I have seen bears in this section before. You know, where the meadow meets the hill, sometimes you get that kind of activity. Oh, look, there's a big tree coming up here. Look at this. Wow. Look at the size of this. And it's dead, completely dead. Look how big it is. Look at that. Can you see that? Wow, isn't that a big tree? Oh, somebody put their name on there. Wow, look at that. Just leave it there, you guys. Loggers, I know you get chainsaw happy. People, just watch out for falling branches and falling trees, but it's a great home for some animals. Leave it alone, loggers. Parks people, I should say, or whatever they are. We got to take that down. It's a hazard. No, it's not. It's a tree. It's a tree. They've been growing and falling long before we came along. Oh. Hey. But we got to get the contract. Well, I don't care. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You can still see it from here. There we go, another environmentally friendly pipeline, Suncor. For information, please call. What kind of information would we need, do you think? Huh? Makes them sound so nice, doesn't it? The old oil's got to come from somewhere, I suppose. Just use less. That's all. You don't need to use as much, do we? Well, kind of open in here where the pipeline is. Not naturally, by the way. You can see where they've chopped everything down. Well, the trail's continuing to drop. If you were on a bicycle, you'd be coasting. It's not steep here anyway, but you would be coasting. We definitely got some weather over there. We should get some good views here pretty quick. I can see just its and bits of the airport here through the trees. And there's an oil refinery down there. Some other industrial stuff down in the valley. Hold on a sec here. Hold on 1 minute. There we go, you guys. We're still walking down the trail, but you can clearly see the river. And that's North Kamloops, where kind of the house has come to an end there. All that misty stuff, it must be a rainstorm over there. There's a float plane dock there. And that's the road you would take past all those little hangars there. And parking lot to go on Rivers Trail from this end is right where that looks like that little radio tower is, where that sandbank is. And we walked all the way down, and then zigzagged to the right towards the mountains there. But look at the rain in there. Isn't that pretty? And then way down here, the river, more sandbanks, and then way down there you can see Kamloops Lake. Isn't that nice? Very beautiful out here. Yeah, so the trail comes down from here down to here, and this is where it meets that lunatic danger rifle range, no trespassing. No trespassing again. I wonder who owns that land. Nobody should own it. Especially for something as stupid as that, right? Stupid. And of course this fence line's got those little signs all up and down there. But yeah, I probably wouldn't advise going in there. Those lunatics probably use you for target practice, right? That's what those guns are designed for. I just heard a shot. They're a little ways off, but... And then you can see down there again, same view as we had a few minutes ago, Kamloops Lake down the far end. That rifle range is up there more, over top of that little bluff. Disgusting. Hey, yeah, then there's the airport. Looks like it's raining on one end and dry on the other end. I don't see any planes. Probably be a little bit of a rough one coming down in there today. And then North Kamloops. And up in the hills there, that would be called Bachelor Heights. There's more trails and dirt bike stuff and lakes and that all up in there. But wow, we got some weather coming in. That's so cool. And look over here. Blue and sun. Blue and sun. And me and you. Well, let's go. Oh, I heard another pop from the lunatics. You can see way down there, that's Kamloops Lake. You can see it starting to spread out along those big rock bluffs. Of course, there's a lot of weather down there. It's going to be hard to see right now. I might get wet here. And then down that way again, the airport through the trees. But the trail starts to turn upwards at this point. I just went a little bit off piste here so I could give you a little bit of a view. But the trail's right over here, right? Trail's right over here. We just came down from over there, now we're going this way. We came from the top, now we're here. Now we're at the bottom, now we're going up here. Got a little bit of a gully in here. A little bit of a creek, probably a seasonal creek of sorts. I don't hear any water gurgling down there. But yeah, I'm going to kind of walk up here. The trails in this park are always decent, right? They're pretty civilized. They're not full of rocks and roots or anything. It's mainly clay and dirt. Oh, it's starting to snow a little bit. You see that? Or hail. You see that? I'll keep you posted on that. we may get a really interesting little storm happening here. Little chunks of white ice just fell from the sky. Those little white specks, that's ice, man. That's ice. We'll see if we get any more. Oh, it's starting to come down now. Can you see all those little white specks? Look at it. Canada, right? Be prepared. I just brought my vest. I didn't bring my down today. See, it's starting to build up on the trail a little bit here. Look at those little white specks. Well, I got a crow. Wow, I love hiking. Hope you guys are enjoying this. The sensation is cold. I want you guys to look way up there. You can see between those trees there's that little bit of railing up in there. That's the lookout platform on the Sunset Trail. So we're down in the valley, down in the valley from there. We've came down, we went down that slope from over there, down through here, up all the way down there and back up here. And now we're up here. I've even heard people have been known to see an occasional moose in here. It would be rare, but because technically if you follow this gully down through here, where we just came up, you'd end up down by the river. There's no official trail down there, but there's some delicate little dandelions. Oh, it's getting windy. It's getting windy. Wow. If that wasn't hail, we'd be getting wet right now. It's little chunks of ice. Little chunks of snowy ice. I could check the phone and see how cold it is, but it's chilly. I didn't bring my little down vest with me. Oh well, just got to keep moving. And I know where I'm going too. I mean, don't be as foolish as me. Well, to this point, there have been no detours or anything on this trail. We have since we've zigzagged up the other side of the valley. You can see on top of that hill over there, that's where the Sunset Trail lookout is. We were way down in here. There's Kamloops Lake down there. Really nice view of it now. Again, I don't know how good it's going to be. It's getting wet from the snow, the lens, but you can see Kamloops Lake down there in the sun. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And you can see us up here in the icy cold snow. Hail, they call that. Anybody in Thailand, they call it hail. A little bit different than snow. It doesn't have the flake. It's more like little pellets. Sometimes they get really big, sometimes they're just like little puffy, little tiny puffballs like they are now. But I don't know where the transition happens when they turn to snow or whatever, but I don't know, nature has its conditions. But yeah, this trail has got some interesting little views. See, now we're creeping over top of this next hill, and now we're able to have another view down onto North Kamloops and the end of the airport. We should get a little more shelter on this side. But yeah, no intersections or anything at this point, so there's no way you can get lost once you get on that trail, at least to this point. Again, I'll make sure you know if there's any intersections along the way that you need to think about. Oh, we're getting a little break from the wind in here. This is nice. So far, so good. So far, so good. You get a little bit of that from the cold. All the mustache people know all about that. In the wintertime, you even grow icicles off those things, right? Oh, another ponderosa. Seek shelter, my friend, seek shelter. Oh. So right here, the trail's fairly flat, but you still get these nice little turns in here, right? It's quite fun to ride your bike through these trails. And they say no fires in these parks, but if it come to the point where a guy was going to freeze to death or it's getting dark, bring some matches or something with you. And if you had to build a fire, emergency fire, you could. Just be super careful, right? That it's not going to spread on you. Like people did in the old days before they needed science to tell them how to do everything, right? The world didn't burn down back in the day, did it? When people were telling them to build or not build fires. And just use your brain, right? When you build a fire, your intention isn't to burn down the whole city, is it? I swear all these signs make people stupider. They make me smile talking about them. But it's fun to see the humor and all that ridiculous stuff, isn't it? And here we are, up to another pipeline. And actually this, yeah, we did cross this, not today, but you do cross this on your way to Sunset Trail, much further up there. We can't see it now. We're quite a bit lower elevation. Years ago, you used to see cows and stuff grazing in here. I don't know what they do with this land now. They just like to keep it open just in case there's a leak or an explosion or whatever, you know, in these pipelines. You get the little access roads. Regular people aren't allowed to drive in here, right? You gotta have something to do with the pipeline. And it looks like they've left all these logs strewn around in here in an attempt to make it look natural. Does that look natural to you guys? And just think, somebody got paid good money to throw those in there. But I guess it creates a little tiny bit of habitat for something, right? Even if it's bugs. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah. In that direction, if you were to follow that, that drops right down towards the river again. Again, there's no official trails down there. And give it a shot if you want, but I mean, there isn't much to see down there anyway. Let's head up here. Again, we've stayed on the original trail the whole time. So this is the first trail marker you're going to come up to. In case of emergency, located at 151, over. Yeah, Mesa Trail. continues on this way and blow down this way. This will make your route longer. It's nice, but today I'm going to go up this one. I'm going to keep following the Mesa, and I'll show you what's over there, okay? Does that sound fair? I just came up a big hill. I'm not dying. Let's go. Well, we come across our first memorial bench, and this is Lucy. Lucy Fu. Look at that. Much too young also. I love hiking these trails. Too soon, Lucy. And back this way, you can see Kamloops Lake down there again. Oh, the sun's starting to come out. Thanks, Lucy. Once again, the camera, I always forget. Yeah, sometimes I blame it on malfunctions, but I think sometimes I forget to turn it on or off. But we just walked a few minutes from the bench, and here we are. See, look at that thing. You know what that is? It's an outhouse. And Mesa Trail, we just came from there. It's telling us Mesa Trail is that way. And this is Ponderosa Trail. But if you need to take a break, I'm going to give you a little outhouse tour here. Do you know why they're so tall? These are compost. This is a compost one, I believe. There's this fancy one that there's a little fan running in there, probably from solar or something. I'll give you a quick little tour. I think anyone's in there. No. Now there you go, isn't that inviting? Yeah, Phoenix composting toilet. Well, we got no bulking material, but I guess they give you, there's some toilet paper there. No bottles, cans, or plastics, or diapers. No cigarettes, no matches. Yeah, I know. Dummies. There you go, that's what it looks like. And you even got a little bit of hand sanitizer. We'll try a bit of that. Yeah. Not bad. And generally with these things, close them up. You know, you don't want the animals using your toilets, and it keeps debris and junk out of there. A couple little access points here, if you're coming from that direction or from this direction. I think we're going to go this way today. But yeah, there's a little fan in there. I don't think there's any power here, so that's most likely a little solar fan of some kind. I just can't see the panel. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, that's what a toilet looks like back here. Is this thing still going? Yep. Yeah. If you were to go back this direction and follow the bigger trail, that would take you right back like you were heading over to Sunset Trail. And we could go back that way, but I feel like going back a different way. And we've been this way before. Well, we'll go back a slightly different way. We might not film all this. You got to see the Mesa Trail. This is technically still part of the Mesa Trail. No, this is Ponderosa now. Mesa Trail, that was it. Let's just turn it off for now. You see here, Blowdown Alley. That's where we had that intersection before the park bench. That's where you would come out, is right here. So you got lots of alternate routes. We just came from over there where the compost toilet was. Ponderosa, and then we can go up or Doug Dawes if we want to. We're going to head up this way. Emergency located marker 155 over. and head up this way. If we were to continue straight up here, we could head all the points upper Dugdaws. We could head up to my mom's bench up that way. We could do elevator, all that kind of stuff's up this way. Big Pine will take us back to pretty much where we started here. I'm going to go this way today. This skirts around the edge of the mountain. Behind the ridge is going to be up on the mountain there. This is going to take us back. I'll show you when we get up a little bit further. Heading this way is going to be pretty much the easiest way back, I suppose. They're all easy. But I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a rundown of that intersection. We were just over on the other side. Ooh, look, there's a bluebird there. I wonder if I'll be able to get him on film. Okay. No, he's gone already. I don't have any luck with those kind of birds. Huh. Well, okay, so where we're at right now, this is the end of the ridge. Ridge Trail, that's that steep one. We've walked that before. Big Pine is kind of like the high road. I call that the high road of this side of the mountain. And down here, if you go down the ridge, you'll see at the bottom, oh, there's a trail marker down there by the tree. And that's the trail we came up on today. There's a road, a lower road that runs along there, goes up this way. And you can see over here, where my finger is, you go up, 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 up. And when you get up to about there, way up there, that's where Sunset is. But up and about there, that's where another trail marker is, where you turn right and take Mesa, which takes you down and around down there. And we went all the way around. So it's kind of a nice loop. I think we're going to take the high road. We'll take Big Pine for a little while. And you can take Big Pine and it will intersect with the lower trail, the low road down over here again. But let's roll this way for a little bit. Hope you're enjoying this. I've seen one other person so far. And that's it. I'm surprised. Again, people have been watching the weather a bit too much. I'm going to check my phone. It's getting nice out now. But it's nice now. Definitely nice now. Oh, that sun feels good. Feels very good. And you can see there's the highway off to Vancouver, right? All that green down there is pipeline landscaping, and of course over here, that's our correctional facility. All right, okay. Now we're a few minutes further along the trail. This is a fun one to go down on the bike, and it's rideable up too. And as you come around the corner here, you can see the correctional facility again. I hope you're enjoying this hike today. It's been really therapeutic for me, and I hope everybody else that's alone here on the holidays got a little bit of relief from this. And hopefully you get out on the trail. And I think I'm going to conclude this video for today. Thanks for coming along. The weekend's over. We can get back to normal, right? We can get back to normal. And you can see just through the trees here, that's the trail, that's the main trail we came up today. High road and low road. There's a trail marker down there. We're just about to the point where they intersect. Maybe I give you one more shot. Now let's call it a day. That's enough. We had enough therapy walk for today, didn't we? That was Mesa Trail. Okay? See you tomorrow.